Hello, welcome to Oceanic Oracle. My name is Ari. Today I'm going to be filming something a little bit different. I've seen lots of people film vlogs of them reading a series. I thought I would do that with the Magnus Chase trilogy. Now, I own all three books. I've only read this one completely. I partially read this one. I think I got about maybe 25% of the way through. And then the third book is practically new. I have not touched it. On my July TBR, I picked this book to fit one of the prompts for the readathon, and it got me thinking, you know, I haven't actually finished this trilogy, so why don't I film a video of my thoughts when I read the books? All I can remember about this book is that Magnus Chase is Annabeth's cousin. He goes to get the Sword of Summer. I remember the sword and the sword being funny, and that's about it. Oh, I also remember that he dies. Yeah, spoiler alert, it's in, like, I think it's pretty big and it says on the back. That's all I remember of this from this book. The last time I read it was in 2015, I think, so 6 years ago. Oh my god. 6 years ago. That's the last time I read this one. For Hammer of Thor, I believe I read... I did not read much of this one, but I'm excited. And lastly, because I'm like this and I need to have a complete series, I went out and got the Ship of the Dead. Don't ask me why, but I did. I still have the price sticker on the back. This came out in 2017. I'm sort of annoyed with myself from back then, but I'm also happy because now I have this video idea. I'm looking forward to seeing how I feel. This one, hopefully it'll all come back to me. I don't know if my memory's gonna be that good, but I'm excited to see how I feel about these two. I can't wait. I'll most likely do this spoiler free because I don't want to ruin anyone else's experience with the series. I will be talking about the characters because I'm a character person. Other than that, I will try and keep major plot points and spoilers out of our conversation. I'm excited. Let's get started. So I am here to update you on my progress in the Sword of Summer. I have read 74 pages, so I'm about that far in. I'm enjoying it. There are quite a few things that I forgot. One of them being that Magnus was homeless at the beginning, and I have checked. It does say it on the back, but it was out of my mind. I forgot about it completely, and I didn't read the back properly. So there's that. I also forgot that the person who takes him to Valhalla is his Valkyrie. Big part in the book, but I forgot about it. I knew she existed. I forgot her name, but I knew she existed. I just forgot that she was Valkyrie, and it's like just didn't go in my brain. Anyway, I'm enjoying it, and I'll keep you posted on my progress. So I'm getting ready to call it a night. I've read about that far in the book. I've read 146 pages today. I'm quite chuffed at that. I'm going to be updating you later on, and I'm just going to call it a night. I'm really enjoying it. I completely forgot about who Magnus' father was. Yeah, it's just a fun experience rereading this, considering how much I've forgotten. I'm sort of reading it for the first time, basically, even though I know basic things. I'm back. It's the next day, and now I'm about 207 pages into the Sword of Summer. They're finally going on a mission. Magnus is hunting for the title item, the Sword of Summer. I really like the characters. I think for me, I really enjoy Rick Riordan's characters. I like the way that he writes them. They're sarcastic, they're funny, at least in my opinion. I know much more about the Greek and Roman pantheons than I do the Norse pantheon, and I want to go out and correct that. So I'm probably gonna go to a bookshop today and buy a Norse mythology book. Though I probably shouldn't because I need to save money. No, I'm excited. I will update you with more progress. I'm almost at the halfway. I do have a bookmark showing me halfway through the story, and yeah, I'll chat soon. So I have moved location in my house. I'm now in the living room. I am over 50% of the way through. I'm on page 291. I'm really enjoying it. They've climbed the world tree. They've travelled from Asgard to Midgard to the Dwarven world, and it's pretty cool. We've met Freya, who I wasn't expecting to meet this time. I'm surprised how much I don't remember, because quite frankly I think my memory is just a bit airy. The last time I read this book was when I was in my second to last year of school, so I probably put all my energy into retaining the information in my classes more so than my book. He's got the sword, which is great because, you know, it's sort of important to have a sword given that the book is called The Sword of Summer. We've been meeting lots and lots of different Norse gods, which is pretty cool. It makes me want to go pick up a book on Norse mythology and read more about it because it's quite interesting. I've now finished Sword of Summer. Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed it. It was so funny. I just resonate with Rick Riordan's writing because I find his writing hilarious. There's so much humor. The story is just really beautiful. I'm really excited to actually continue the series now. I'm glad I can do it all at once, or I'll do it in increments, but I'm really excited to keep going. I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes with it. I have an idea. I think my favorite characters are definitely Magnus and Sam. I love Sam. She's such a badass. Like, I'm so excited to see where they go. I love how the gods are put into the book. I like how connections are formed. It's just absolutely stunning. I have to run it through Compile so I can get the star rating, but I will update you once I've done that and I've filled in my reading journal. I just finished running it through Compile on my computer, and it's come out as it's a borderline 4-5 stars. I think it's a 5-star. It's now the 11th of July, and I'm about to pick up the second book in the Magnus Chase series. I'm excited. I've finished all of my mandatory tasks for the Olympic Games and the Path of Beauty, so that's why I can go off my TBR and pick up the second book. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first one. I like Rick Riordan, so I'm looking forward to seeing where this takes me. I'm excited. So I'm about 10% of the way through the second book, according to Goodreads. I'm really enjoying it. You've just been introduced to Alex, who is I think an important character in the rest of the series. Alex is gender fluid, at least from what I've read and seen online. I'll let you know how I'm feeling later on. I've now read about 30-something%, I think 38% of the book. I'm really liking it. I love Magnus Chase, and we've had all 4 of the main characters from the first book reunite and go on a mission, but things have happened and it's a bit stressful. I'll leave it at that. I'm hoping that Alex gets more involved, because I really want to read more about them. Right now they're going by her, so I'd like to read more about her. She's actually really interesting. So her character is gender fluid, and this is probably a spoiler, but she's able to shapeshift. I don't think I made it very far in the spec at all when I read it. I think I got about, I must have got less than 10% of the way through, because I don't remember anything. I'll give you an update when I next give you an update. I am now 75% of the way through, according to Goodreads. I love this book. I think I have a new favourite character, Alex. Alex is great. I love their character development, and they're just so snarky. I don't know how to say it, how to put it in words. Their attitude towards things just really resonates with me. Like, I find them really, really funny. Out of this book, Alex is definitely my favourite. As much as I like Magnus, I think Alex tops them. I think we've just come to the beginning of the third act in here, so everything is hyping up, preparing for the final battle, it would seem. I love the world building that Rick Riordan does in these books. I think he puts so much effort into them that it just makes everything work well. I will let you know my thoughts at the end of it, but right now I think I like this more than I like the first one. So I just finished The Hammer of Thor. Oh my god, I loved it so much. How do I say this without spoiling? The ending, like what they're going to do next in the next book, I am here for. I'm so happy I picked up this book, that I'm doing this sort of series, because oh my god, I love it so much. I can't explain how much Rick Riordan has changed me as a person. Like, he is the reason I went into the field that I wanted to, like marine biology. I became a marine biologist because of Percy Jackson, of all things. I am so excited and sad to be finishing off this series, but I think this opens up a door for me where I'll record me rereading the Heroes of Olympus series, probably, because I reread the Percy Jackson series annually, but I haven't actually picked up the Heroes of Olympus series since it finished in 2015, I believe. So I might actually create a video about that, summarising my feelings on The Hammer of Thor. I went on a bloody roller coaster. The characters improved, or evolved I should say, and I absolutely, like, Alex I think is my favourite character of that whole series. I love them. They're just so, they're a breath of fresh air, I guess is what I should say. And I love how you have things going in parallel. Rick Riordan's books all take place in the same universe, so everything is running alongside each other. I'm sad but also really excited to pick up the last book in the series, because usually I don't want to, like, there's an actual syndrome where you don't want to finish series, you want to leave things open-ended, but no, I'm going to finish this series because I need to finish this video. I'll let you know when I pick up the next book. It's July 24th and I am going to start Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead today. I'm really excited. I'm also quite sad that I'm going to be finishing the series, but oh well, this is what happens. I'm excited to see how this ends, but at the same time I don't want it to end, as I feel with all series, but that's usually what happens with me. No, I will keep you updated as to how I'm going. My aim is to read to the halfway point by the end of today, and I've just started. I'll keep you updated. I'm about 25% of the way through this book. As I've said in previous clips, I absolutely love the characters. My favourite character still, by far, is Alex. Alex is my absolute favourite, and I love it whenever they're in a scene. It's just, like, I don't know, they're just funny. They have my sense of humour, and I just really enjoy it. I cannot explain how excited and sad this sort of things make me feel, because I don't want this to end. At the same time, I'm like, I want to see where they end up going. Now for a few spoilers. They've got a whole group of people who have gone to the bottom of the sea, and they've just got in a giant fight with some evil giants. I'll say that. And Magnus's granddad has turned up. Someone from the Percy Jackson series turns up in this book in the first section. And you can probably tell just from the title, with it being the Ship of the Dead. Or maybe you can't tell. Both Annabeth and Percy turn up in the first section of this book, and like my heart, like those, like the two of them are just like my comfort characters. They were my first two favorite characters ever. I love the cameos that Rick Riordan does in his books. So he didn't really do it much with the first three series that he wrote. So Percy Jackson and the Olympians, obviously he didn't do much with that. The Crane Chronicles, he didn't do anything with that really, except for all the stories that he's put in with pretty much all of the Magnus Chase editions. I'm enjoying the fact that there is crossover. I'm going to go back to watching the swimming, because I actually quite enjoy watching people swim. I'll see you in my next clip. I'm halfway through the book now. Oh, I don't want it to end. For me, the journey that they're going on is quite fun. They've ended up in England, which is great, and I really enjoy that, and the nod to the Viking roots. And now they're headed towards Norway, which is really exciting. This series is just so lovely, and as I mentioned before, Rick Riordan's writing just works for me. So I'm actually quite pleased that I've got about halfway through. I still have a bit to go, but I'll leave it for tomorrow because I'm less busy tomorrow. I was quite busy today, so I'm actually really proud of myself that I got that far in the book. The issue I have with Rick Riordan's books is if you haven't read the previous series, so let's say you haven't read Percy Jackson and you go straight into, let's say, Magnus Chase, you can't really do that because all the characters in Rick Riordan's universe are connected. So if you're reading Rick Riordan's works, you have to read all of them. And that might be an issue to some people if people aren't interested in Greek or Roman mythology. They might want to just focus on Egyptian mythology. I'm just sad that it's coming to an end. I will be finishing it tomorrow when I have more time, because I was out for most of today and I did not have any time for anything aside from eating and drinking. I'm now about 75% of the way through. Oh my god, everything is starting to happen. We've just had a really epic fight with a murder of crows. It's quite quite exciting. We're getting closer and closer to the end, which is quite sad. We actually see more of Magnus's team in the third book. They're introduced in the first book and not really spoken about too much in the second book, whereas we actually get to know them quite well in this final book. And it's great seeing all their different sides. We've just met another godly parent of someone in the book, and I did not expect that. Although if I go through and reread the series, I might pick up on similarities. From what I was reading, I had no idea. And to be fair, I don't really know as much about Norse myths as I know about Greek and Roman myths. But that's, again, completely subjective. I'm hoping everyone makes it out alive, because I know that in final books, people tend to get killed off, which isn't a fun experience, and I don't want anyone to die. Hopefully I won't be hurt too badly. I'll let you know how I feel probably at the end, because I think I'll be able to finish this by the end of tonight. I'll let you know how I get on. So I just finished this. I'm both happy and sad. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I'm both happy and sad. As I've probably said multiple times in this vlog, I don't know how many I've talked about it, like how many times I've mentioned it, but Rick Riordan's writing works for me. I don't know if that's because I'm a little bit dyslexic. I don't know if that's because I've just grown up with his writing, so I'm used to it. Excuse the thunder going on. I live in the tropics and this is normal. There are certain series that I don't like finishing. Like, I have this whole, like, I don't want to finish the series syndrome. But having gone through and read all of the Magnus Chase books, so now I can say that, oh, I've actually read them and they're not just decorations on my shelf, on my Rick Riordan shelf. I've actually read them. Rick Riordan's writing just is standout for me. I think, like, he is one of my favourite authors ever, and probably will be for a long while. I'm sure I'll change eventually, but for now I still really enjoy his books. The way that Rick Riordan writes characters is just the way I want characters to be written, if that makes sense. I'm a very character-driven reader. I enjoy characters, and I like characters to be well developed in my plot. I don't like them to just be like plot devices. So for me, the way that Rick Riordan writes all of his characters and everything just works. I think I'm going to do a actual sit down portion of this so I can actually explain myself better, because I'm just gonna think about what I'm going through while I put it through Compile. I'm assuming that it's going to be 5-star. The whole series is just 5-star overall for me, at least from what I'm feeling right now with that book. Okay, so I'm back and I'm here to give you my final thoughts on the Magnus Chase series. This series, along with all of Rick Riordan's other series, are like 5 stars. 5 stars across the board for all 3 of them. My favourite character of the whole series has to be Alex. I love them so much. I love their snark. I just, like, everything about them was just what I needed in this book. Magnus was a great protagonist to read. I found him really engaging, as opposed to some other male protagonists can be a bit dull. As someone who's grown up reading Rick Riordan's writing, I think Rick Riordan writes characters extremely well. So yes, 5 stars, 5 stars across the board. My favourite book of the 3 has to be The Hammer of Thor. Like, I love this book so much. And as much as I like the cameo that happens in the last one, like, The Hammer of Thor definitely takes it. But that's just my opinion. And if you don't agree, you don't agree. I hope you've enjoyed this, I guess, read-along vlog of the Magnus Chase series. because I certainly enjoyed reading it and spewing my thoughts, because I think that was good for me, just to like talk it out and talk out my feelings. You probably now know more about me than you did, so there you go. Let me know if you want me to do a reading vlog of another one of Rick Riordan's series. As you can see, I have quite a few up there. I reread the Percy Jackson series quite regularly, so maybe my thoughts won't be as interesting on those. But I haven't read the Heroes of Olympus series since they finished in 2015, so maybe you want my thoughts on that. Let me know if this sort of video interests you. If it does, please leave me a comment. Before you leave the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you like this sort of bookish content. I'm looking at doing more of these. I'll probably do a reread of the whole Heroes of Olympus series, because I'm like that. Tell me what your favourite brand of mythology is. So do you like Norse mythology? Do you like Greek and Roman mythology? Do you like Hindu mythology? Just leave me a comment. I'll be interested to see what people's favourite pantheons are, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I hope you have a nice morning, afternoon or evening, depending on when you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!